In the wake of the attack, the other Autobots arrive. Ironhide is the first to notice the aftermath. In a rage, the Crimson Autobot transforms into robot mode and draws his cannons.
Autobots, attack!
The Seekers scatter, transforming into jet mode and flying off. Megatron tanks the blast, recovering from the strange vision and retreating. The wounded Blackout is not so lucky, and is soon filled with blaster bolts.
Lord Megatron, do not leave me!
His pleas fall on deaf ears as his leader jets away. Ironhide approaches, seething rage stretched across his face.
Any last words, Decepticon? Megatron's will be done. Autobot filth.
Oh, I'll be coming for Megatron next, don't you worry.
Ironhide leans in closely, baring his metal teeth.
I want you to understand something, though. That wasn't just my leader you killed. He was my friend. I only wish I could have struck the killing blow.
Ironhide charges his cannons and executes the Decepticon on the spot, blowing his head off. The other Autobots approach, sorrow plastered across all their faces. Sam is found by Carly and Bumblebee, and Jazz approaches his oldest comrade.
Ironhide, what have you done? Justice.
Jazz grips Ironhide's shoulder and whirls him around.
That wasn't justice, it was revenge. Optimus wouldn't have won.
They killed him, Jazz! They killed our leader.
My oldest friend, I failed him.
It's not your fault, Ironhide. If anyone's to blame, it's me. Megatron kidnapped me to get to Optimus.
No, kid. Nothing you could have done.
Ironhide approaches Optimus's body and falls to his knees.
I never should have left your side, Optimus. Forgive me.
We need to get out of here before some human comes across this.
Call Lennox. Tell him to get that Decepticon out of here. Ironhide, Ratchet, Skids. 3 of you transport Prime back to base. Take the back roads. Bumblebee, RC, bring the humans. We'll regroup back at HQ. Figure out our next move. The Autobots transform. Jazz walks over to where the strange object landed and picks it up. He grips the handles. It remains inert. This is important. Remember it. Jazz sighs and transforms. Back on the Nemesis, the Decepticons are celebrating their victory. All but Soundwave, who is as stoic as ever, Starscream, who resents any victory by Megatron, and Megatron himself, who seems somewhat melancholy.
Why so glum, Lord Megatron? We have struck a mighty blow against the Autobots. The great Optimus Prime is now rusting in peace. Or, pieces.
What's the matter, my lord? Victory not as sweet as you imagined?
Megatron's crimson eyes flare and he charges at Starscream, lifting the Seeker Commander up by his throat.
Mock me again, Starscream, and you will regret the day you were protoformed.
He tosses Starscream aside and exits the bridge.
Soundwave, you have the bridge.
As you command, Megatron. Starscream glares after his master and leaves the bridge by another door. He stalks the corridors of the Nemesis, snarling to himself.
That egotistical trash can! What right does he have to push me around? Me! Air Commander Starscream! I was renowned all across Cybertron before Megatron even left the pits of Chaos. I deserve more than being a glorified barbarian's punching bag.
Yes, you deserve so much more.
Startled, Starscream looks around, seeking the origin of the haunting voice.
That voice. I heard it before, when Prime was slain. Who are you?
Your chance at glory, Commander.
Riddles and vagaries.
Perhaps a demonstration is in order. Go to the North Polar region of the planet, 17 clicks east of the magnetic pole. There, you will find a vein of naturally occurring energon and something else. Once you find the energon, I will speak to you again.
The voice fades and Starscream glances around again, unsure of whether or not he's going mad. The scene shifts to the Autobot base, where Optimus rests in a sort of Cybertronian sarcophagus. Ratchet attempts to busy himself while Bumblebee sits with the humans, sorrow on all of their faces. Skids and RC are also grieved while the twins are in utter shock. For B, Ratch, Jazz, and Ironhide, losing Prime was like losing a father or brother, while for the others it was like losing a hero, someone you admired from a distance. Skids and RC are processing it better due to their older ages, but the twins almost look as if they don't believe it. This can't be real.
It is. Denying it won't change anything.
But he was Optimus Prime.
He's not the first Prime to die.
No, but it might be the last. Jazz enters, holding the strange spherical object in his hands. The present Autobots gather around their new commander.
Jazz, what is that thing?
The Matrix of Leadership. An artifact of the Primes. It's what made OP, OP.
That's a double entendre, if you didn't catch it. The last. Jazz, what are you saying?
It won't open for me.
Ratchet takes the Matrix reverently and begins to analyze it. Each Autobot assembled draws closer and looks at the precious artifact, but it does not glow in any of their presences.
What can we do then? Without a Prime, we're lost.
We hold on. For Optimus.
Jazz, we should leave Earth. Find somewhere else.
That's not what Prime would have wanted.
Ironhide enters from deeper in the base, equipped with an arsenal of weaponry.
Besides, I ain't leaving till I've paid back every last Decepticon for what they've done. To Cybertron, to all our brothers, to Prime. I'll slag 'em all, from the lowest Viacon laborer to old Buckethead himself.
Stand down, Ironhide. Flying off the handle won't...
Save it, Jazz! You didn't know him like I did. None of you did. Not even you, Ratchet. He was like a brother to me, even before the war. The only one he ever called brother besides Megatron. I'm going after them, and none of you can stop me.
Ironhide! The older Autobot doesn't listen and transforms. He exits the base and syncs up to Teletran, scanning the globe for Decepticon signatures. We need to get him back.
I'll go.
Sideswipe, Sunstreaker, go with him. Ironhide's not likely to come quietly.
Jazz, I'd like to go with them.
Sam, we just got you out of danger. I don't want to put you right back in it.
Maybe I'll be able to get through to Ironhide. I understand how he's feeling.
Jazz ponders for a moment. Alright, just don't engage any cons. B, call for backup if you need it. Skid, C, and I are standing by.
B, the twins, and the humans roll out after Ironhide.
As Ironhide drives around, he notices 3 jets flying in formation overhead. 1 red and gray, 1 blue, and 1 black and purple. Recognizing them as the Seekers, Ironhide U-turns and starts to follow them. A shimmering portal opens in front of the Decepticons, a form of localized space bridge. Ironhide uses nearby bluffs and other landmarks as a ramp, and is able to just barely make it into the portal before it closes after Starscream and the others. The pursuing Autobots are shocked to discover that Ironhide's signature is no longer within the continental United States. The portal opens in the Arctic, and the Seekers transform. Starscream begins to scan the environment, with Thundercracker and Skywarp looking at him like he's insane.
Alright, Starscream, why'd you drag us up here?
Surely there are more scenic places to freeze our tail fins off. Be silent, you fools. I'm looking for something.
Oh, is it your loose screws? Starscream ignores the snide comment and begins to switch between frequencies on his scanners. Eventually, he picks up what seems to be a faint Energon signature. He presses forward. The camera pans to Ironhide, who is close behind the Decepticons. Starscream nears a glacier, and suddenly his instruments go haywire.
There's something here. Stand back, you fools.
He aims his weapons at the glacier and blasts it apart. There, frozen in the ice, is a red and white Cybertronian the size of Blackout.
It cannot be.
What, you know this junk heap?
I did. Once.
This one's for Optimus!
What the slag?
Ironhide rains down blaster bolts at the Seekers. As he does, the Decepticons take cover. One of the bolts strikes the ground, and a large explosion goes off underneath the ice. As the smoke and snow settle, the camera focuses on the newly present crater. Within is something none assembled expect.
Energon.
Pure Energon.
Ironhide rises to his feet and is prepared to continue firing until he sees the Energon cache.
Frag.
While he's distracted, Skywarp teleports behind him and hits him with his null ray, rendering the Autobot unconscious. Looks like we'll be slagging 2 Autobots today.
Wait! He will be more useful to us as a hostage than as scrap metal. Besides, I've been wanting to pay Ironhide here back ever since our fight in the desert. Thundercracker, contact the Nemesis. Tell Soundwave that we have a prisoner, Energon, and a new soldier.
His gaze lingers on the frozen Cybertronian. The scene shifts to the Autobot base. Jazz is communicating with Sam over Bumblebee's comm. Disappeared? What do you mean? Just that. His signal was there, then it wasn't. Ratchet, link up Teletran to Beast scan. See if the Sky Spy can pick up anything. On it.
Oh, Primus.
I don't like that, oh Primus.
Look.
The Autobots gather around the console. The screen shows Ironhide's signature. After a moment, it also shows 3 Decepticon energy signatures that jet by at high speeds. Then it shows all 4 signatures vanishing after an Energon surge. Decepticons.
Judging by the speed and the fact they were airborne, I'd assume it's Starscream and his cronies.
RC asks what the surge was.
The readings are consistent with a space bridge, though less powerful, more localized.
Can you figure where it took him, Docbot?
No, the reading was too brief.
B, twins, return to base. What about Ironhide? We can't leave him to die. Jazz is taken aback by his own words to Optimus 2 years prior, now being spoken to him. The burden of leadership rests heavily on the normally carefree Autobot's shoulders. We won't, but we need a plan. The scene shifts back to the Arctic, where the Nemesis hovers over Starscream's discovery. Aboard the ship, Megatron oversees the transportation of the harvested Energon, while Starscream oversees his other discovery. The frozen Cybertronian is being subjected to an Energon transfusion in order to reactivate him. As Starscream looks on, the strange voice returns.
I trust you are satisfied, Air Commander.
You knew where to find the Energon. That much I understand. But how did you know about him?
I saw into your mind, Starscream. It is clear that this being was once dear to you.
Yes, very dear. He was my closest friend once.
Consider this reunion a token of my goodwill.
Very well. Tell me what it is you wish.
I have only one desire. Fulfill it, and unimaginable glory will be yours.
Name your desire.
Bring me the matrix of leadership.
The Autobot Matrix. Why would you want that?
Oh, it is far older than the Autobots. That I assure you. My reasons for desiring it are none of your concern.
So be it. I will retrieve the Matrix. Where am I to bring it?
Bring it to these coordinates. I will be waiting.
A series of Neo-Cybex coordinates flash across Starscream's HUD. As he registers them, Megatron approaches.
Would you care to explain, Starscream, who this frozen bot is?
His name is Jetfire. He was my comrade before the war.
He seems a formidable warrior.
Don't let his size fool you. Jetfire was a scholar, through and through.
So was Optimus.
Once.
The Decepticon leader trails off. Starscream side-eyes him with disgust. He sees an opportunity.
My Lord Megatron, I have a plan. My lord. Our prisoner is a notable member of the Autobots. We could use him.
Use him, yes.
Allow me to contact the Autobots, my liege. Have them surrender their Matrix in exchange for their comrade.
The Matrix?
Megatron snaps out of his reverie.
Yes. A splendid idea, Starscream. I suppose you are not wholly useless.
Thank you, Master.
See to it.
Megatron turns and returns to the bridge.
As you command, Megatron.
The sound of circuitry powering up draws Starscream's attention back to the medbay. Jetfire, for that is the Frozen Seeker's name, comes to life, his blue optics flickering on.
What? Why, welcome back, old friend.
Starscream? Is that you?
It is I, Jetfire.
You've changed somewhat since last I saw you.
You've not.
Where are we, Starscream?
Far from Cybertron. A planet called Earth in the Omega Quadrant.
Jetfire rises to his feet. He stumbles and Starscream rushes to stabilize him. With this duo, we have a chance to give Screamer a little depth. Normally, he sees everyone as beneath him, as most narcissists do. However, he does have a soft spot for Jetfire.
Steady there. You've been frozen for over 2,000 years.
2,000? Primus, I've missed much.
Oh, you have no idea how much. Come, let me tell you everything.
Back to the Autobot base. B and the others have returned. Optimus' shell rests on a table, the Matrix sitting next to him. As the Autobots discuss their next move, Sam walks over to the Matrix and begins to stare at it. He sighs as tears run down his cheek and leans against the relic, which is gigantic compared to him, not the size of a dagger. Judging by Prime's size, the Matrix is probably human-sized or larger. As Sam touches the Matrix, it glows. Strange images begin to flash before his eyes. Images of the Great Pyramid, of a pool of strange glowing liquid, of malevolent orange eyes, of the Earth exploding, and of Optimus restored to life. Startled, he stumbles backwards, and the Matrix becomes inert once more. Sam! The Autobot scout rushes to his human friend's aid. RC asks what the frag just happened. I don't know, I just touched the Matrix thing and...
Why would the Matrix react to a human's touch and not any of ours?
It's not the first weird thing that's happened to me today. What do you mean? When Optimus died, I saw something in my mind, a pair of eyes that seemed to be made of fire, and I heard a voice. One that said, "The last Prime is dead." Then just now when I touched it, I saw those eyes again, among other things. Like what, exactly? Egypt, I think. The pyramids, then a weird pool of liquid in a metal oasis, and Optimus was there, alive. Then Earth was destroyed. Ratch, any of this make logic to you?
I was never particularly versed in the spiritual nature of things. Aside from Optimus, all who knew of such things died out before the war.
As they ponder, a signal comes over Teletran 1. The voice and image that accompany the signal are not a pleasant sight or sound. Starscream stands there, his null ray aimed at a bound Ironhide.
Greetings, Autobots. I seem to have found something you've lost.
Release him, Starscream.
Oh, I will. Just as soon as you deliver something to me.
Don't do it, Jazz!
Shut up!
He smacks Ironhide across the face. The tough old Autobot doesn't even flinch. What do you want?
A bauble that is no longer of use to you. Bring me the Matrix, and I will restore your comrade to you.
Never trust a Decepticon, Jazz. Don't worry about me.
What part of shut up did you not understand?
I don't understand half of what you say, Screamer.
Enough of this! Bring the Matrix to these coordinates if you ever wish to see Ironhide alive again. Starscream out!
The transmission ends, replaced by the same coordinates that the Fallen showed to Starscream. Ratchet begins deciphering them. You heard Starscream, we have to... Stand down, Sideswipe. We won't bow to Decepticon demands. What? But what about Ironhide? Ironhide knew the risks, better than any of us. You'd really let Ironhide die for some relic? The Matrix isn't some relic, kid. It's more important than any of us here. Scrap metal. RC steps beside Skids and reaffirms his statement. She tells the twins to calm down. Or what, two-wheeler? RC's eyes narrow. She says that she won't warn them again. Wouldn't push her. Watch us. Carly shouts at all of them, telling them to stop and asking what Optimus would think if he could see them. She continues by saying that they should be fighting the Decepticons, not each other. The Autobots look at each other ashamedly. Carly's right. We gotta stick together. For Optimus. That's odd. The medic had been completely absent from the prior argument, focusing on deciphering the coordinates. What's odd? These coordinates. They point to, well, Egypt. Specifically near the Giza Plateau. All assembled turn to look at Sam. RC says that this can't be a coincidence. Roger that. Sam, would you recognize the spot in your vision if you saw it again? I would. Then I know what we need to do. And what's that? We're gonna get Ironhide back. Ironhide and Optimus. How exactly? Sam's viz. It showed OP alive again. I bet my rear axle that something there can bring him back online. RC says that that's quite a leap. Maybe, but I ain't got any more ideas. Jazz walks over to Optimus's shell. He picks up the Matrix and opens Prime's spark chamber. Reverently, he places the relic back where it belongs. Hang tight, Prime. Wherever you are, we're bringing you back.
We'll need transport to get him, and us for that matter, all the way to Egypt.
I know a guy. Oh no. Not him. Not again. RC and Bumblebee look at each other and chuckle. Well, be more whirs rhythmically. Ratchet, send an encoded message to Scotland.
Yes, Jazz.
After Ratchet sends the message, the Autobots exit their base to await Jazz's guy. Some of you may have guessed by now who we're introducing. In some of the original concepts for Revenge of the Fallen, as well as the video game adaptations of the second and third Bay films, the Autobots had another member. Said member would not truly appear until the rebooted films, however, in Rise of the Beasts. Yes, friends, we are bringing in the cargo plane Autobot, Stratosphere. His introduction will actually be much like his intro in Rise of the Beasts, just replace Mirage with Skids and replace Peru with Egypt.
My lads, I am Stratosphere, Lord of the Skies.
Yeah, I'm walking to Peru.
Jazz shakes his head and chuckles. Priority shipping job, Stratosphere. We're Egypt bound.
The desert sand! Load up, lads and lasses!
Stratosphere transforms into his gigantic cargo jet form, and the Autobots and humans all board him.
Thank you for flying Autobot Airlines. Make yourselves comfortable, and I hope you enjoy your flight.
I hate him. Same, bro. For once, boys, I'm in complete agreement. The gigantic Autobot takes off, bound for the land of the Pharaohs. Back with the Decepticons, the Nemesis hovers above the clouds over the Giza Plateau. Megatron stares out from the observation deck at the sun-ravaged landscape. Starscream enters the deck.
Soundwave corroborates your story, Starscream. There is indeed a wealth of energon here, just beneath the surface.
I live to serve, Lord Megatron.
The Air Commander delivers a mock bow as he speaks.
Only one obstacle lies in our path. This region is a site of much human activity.
Surely you will not allow humans to stand in your way.
Surely not. It simply requires creative thinking. Soundwave, have you linked up with all communication satellites?
Affirmative.
Excellent. Send out the signal.
The readout on Soundwave's chest registers all worldwide satellite networks. His eyes glow as a supersonic signal pulses throughout the world, delivering a subliminal message via cellular signals. The message? Stay away from Giza. On the deck of Stratosphere, Carly and Sam suddenly clutch their heads. Sam, what's wrong? I'm not sure. It's like...
That's odd.
Ratchet pulls out his portable scanner.
There's a disturbance in satellite signals. One of Cybertronian origin.
Can you block it out?
Give me a moment. There.
Sam and Carly suddenly stop clutching their heads. That was... Carly says odd, finishing his sentence. It felt like I was being compelled to stay away from the pyramids.
It must be the Decepticons. Megatron doesn't want any human interference in his operation. Whatever it is.
Soundwave. Who? Megatron's most loyal crony. Been at the Emperor of Destruction's side since before the war. The Autobots tell the humans about Soundwave, how he and Megatron were once friends, and how once Megatron began to plan his takeover of Cybertron, Soundwave had his emotions removed in order to prove his loyalty to his master. This lack of emotion makes him a fearsome opponent, as he has no remorse, no pity, no compassion. He simply does his master's will with no question. His power over sound has also allowed him control of sonic, subsonic, and supersonic signals, and he is even more skilled with technology than someone like Ratchet. He also has a small army of minions that obey his every whim. Remember Frenzy? That little freak that attacked Carly and me with Barricade? Yeah.
He is one of Soundwave's minions, the manifestation of the Decepticon Spy Master's unbridled fury. Each of his minions reflects an emotion he once had but no longer does. He is Megatron's most dangerous servant. Unrelenting, nigh invincible, passionless.
A shiver runs up the human spines. Carly semi-jokes that she hopes she never meets Soundwave. For your sake, I hope you never do either.